Hi, my name is Asha Gomez. Welcome to my video series where we blend the flavors of India into a southern kitchen. I hope you enjoy this collection that we have put together for you. Hi, and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Asha Gomez. Today we're going to learn to make duck egg curry, a very unusual dish. For the American South, it would be a really unusual dish, but it's a very common dish in the southern part of India that I come from. It's really simple. It'd be a great brunch substitute for just regular eggs, scrambled or sunny side up, or an omelet. It's a nice different take for your Sunday brunch. For ingredients, I have duck eggs. They're pretty easy to find. Most farmers markets have them. I found this at Buford Highway Farmers Market here in Atlanta. The Indian grocery store carries them. I have onions that I've sliced thinly. I have some chilies that I've split. I have ginger that I'm gonna chop really fine. Lots of tomatoes, 4 Roma tomatoes sliced up, a bunch of cilantro, and we're gonna need turmeric and paprika for this dish, and of course salt to taste. So I have a large pan here. I'm gonna turn my flame on to a high flame. I have a couple of tablespoons of coconut oil. It's so readily available these days, coconut oil, but I really like to use this brand that you get in the farmers market. I'm sorry, in the Indian grocery stores here. It's called Parachute. But if not, Whole Foods carries it, Kroger carries it, everybody carries some kind of coconut oil now. I come from a region where really coconut oil is our predominant oil that we use in almost all of our cooking because it is the predominant crop in Kerala is rice and coconut. So I'm gonna let that oil heat just for a little bit. While my oil is heating up, I'm just gonna chop up my ginger. I have about an inch piece over here. I need it finely chopped. If you don't want to chop it, you can thinly slice it as well. You know, as long as you get that flavor in there, you're good to go. I actually like the thin slices. I'm gonna leave that way. And I love ginger, so for me, when I get a piece of ginger that's nice and roasted and caramelized, it's kind of sweet, but it still has that flavor of the ginger. It's really a beautiful bite when you bite into a tiny little piece. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna take my onions, and I have 2 chilies these are finger hot chilies that I've sliced in half lengthwise. The reason I do that is so that if I want to remove it at the end of the cooking process, it's given all the flavor that it needs to. I can pull it out for those that don't want to actually bite into a chili. But really, any chili, you can use a serrano chili pepper, you can substitute Thai chilies for it. So, you know, what you have available is going to work. I'm going to put my ginger in there as well. So pretty. And you know, coconut oil when it's heating and onions fall into it, it's just this aroma is just so amazing. I think our onions caramelizing in your kitchen in any kind of fat is a beautiful thing. I don't want it to cook down too much. I don't want it to get too golden brown. I want the onions to cook through. I want them to be nice and translucent. I want the sweetness of the onions to come out. But I do kind of want them to stay intact and not just disintegrate. Another minute or so on that, and then I'm gonna drop my tomatoes in. I have 4 Roma tomatoes here, not seeded, the whole tomato that I've sliced up. The main, I think, ingredient outside of the eggs in this dish is definitely the tomato. That sweetness of the tomato, the chili, and the onions, it's just a perfect combination. I'm gonna go ahead and drop my tomatoes in. I just love color in food. It makes me happy. It puts a smile on my face. These tomatoes, it's summertime, it's tomato season. These tomatoes are just so vibrant. I'm gonna let that cook down for a minute before I put in my salt. I'm gonna put in some paprika and turmeric as well. In the meantime, let's talk about these eggs. So I have 8 eggs here. Boiling eggs is really, really simple. A lot of people don't know exactly how long to boil them for, and so you tend to sometimes get that gray interior, and it's like, oh no, what happened to my eggs? So here's the best way to make a boiled egg. Bring your water to a boil. Make sure there's enough water that it's going to cover all the eggs. Take a nice pot, bring the water to a boil, put your eggs in there. Put a timer on for exactly 7 minutes. 7 minutes, take it off. Don't change the heat level. Leave it on a high. Leave it on that rolling boil. So when the water comes to a rolling boil is when you will drop your eggs. And from that moment on, it's 7 minutes that the eggs will be in the water cooking. As soon as 7 minutes are up, you're going to take it off. You're going to run some cold water on it and set aside. Let's see how these eggs turned out. Just what I wanted. Look at that, like the perfect yellow. It's still kind of soft on the center, which is what you want. Now, if you want to run your egg, do 5 minutes on your egg. But you could tell, see, that creaminess from the egg. This is perfect. Like, it makes me happy when I make perfect boiled eggs. I get very distressed when I see eggs that have a gray hue to them. Oh, this is beautiful, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and check on my tomatoes. Oh, it's looking gorgeous. At this point, I'm gonna put a little salt to taste. I'm going to put some turmeric, not a lot, just a little, and some paprika. Now if you wanted spicy, feel free to use a chili powder. I already have the green chilies in there, so I have the level of heat that I want from this dish with that chili powder. But I want the flavor, so that's why I'm doing the paprika. So pretty. At this point, I'm like, okay, I want a little bit more gravy on this. I'm gonna put some water in there, probably about a half a cup or so. Let that all cook down. So at this point, we are going to go ahead and put our duck eggs. Lower the flame, kind of nestle them beautifully in there. Oh. Wouldn't you like to serve that for brunch? You'd be a star. They'd be like, how'd you learn that? And you can just say, go to Korean cornbread. You're gonna learn a lot of fun stuff like this. To me, this dish is almost like that Jewish Israeli dish, right? Shashishka, is it? Did I say it right? So you just kind of let that now on a low flame simmer. Let those eggs get in there. And you probably want to let it go for about a minute or so. I like to take a pinch of that paprika and put it over the eggs. And then a pinch of salt over the eggs. And this dish is actually ready to eat. I hope you make this dish in your kitchen, and I hope you enjoy making it. It's really fun. It's really delicious. How would you eat this? You could eat this with a beautiful slice of toasted bread. You could eat this with What the region that I come from, we would eat it with rice or even roti maybe, but you could eat it with a nice tortilla. You can make a wrap with it. The possibilities are endless. Or put it on a salad. It's going to be delicious. Happy cooking.